citing a website can be tricky because there's each website is different. There's really no standard for where you'll find the information or even if all the information is available. So I've got a few different websites up in tabs, and I'm going to show you how to find some of the information on each of them. So we're going to create a citation website. Okay, so let's just take a look at some of the things we need to find. The name of the website, the publisher, the most recent day of access. That's easy because that is whatever day you took the notes. Remember that websites can change, so it is important to know when you got the information because tomorrow it might be slightly different. We're also going to be looking for the contributors, which could be authors, editors, translators. We're looking for the web page or document or article title. Now this is confusing because there is a difference between the name of the website and the web page or document. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these things in a few different examples. Here we've got from Popular Mechanics magazine, A Brief History of the Steam Engine. And it is actually a slideshow, but it's online and it is part of a web page on a website. So let's look at a few things. The name of the website. One way to find this is if you were to, in this case, we're going to scroll back everything to the first slash and look to see what it says. This is the top level. Popular Mechanics. This is actually very obvious even without doing this because it's up in the top left. So in this case, the name of the website would be Popular Mechanics, and the name of the web page would be A Brief History of the Steam Engine. The author of the web page would be Amanda Green. And sometimes here we can find when this particular web page was last updated. I don't actually see that here. So if you can't see when the article is updated, then you scroll down to the bottom of the whole website or the whole web page and look for copyright information. Here we have 2013 Hearst Communications, all rights reserved. So the year would be 2013. The publisher would be Hearst Communications. The web site is Popular Mechanics, and the title of the article or web page is A Brief History of Steam Engine by Amanda Green. So let me see if we've filled on. Yeah, okay. Publisher Hearst. Date. So this would be here. You would only fill in 2013. Oh, and here the other thing is the URL. Now, apparently this is optional for MLA, but I feel it's like the most useful piece of information. So the other thing that they'll tell you is all you need is to the first slash. But if you have something like an article, you did not use the whole thing, I would grab the whole URL so that you can easily get back there. Okay, let's look at another one. We've got an article from about.com, inventors, and the article name is Steam Engine. So the question here is, what is the name of the website? Well, if you look actually in the URL, inventors.about.com, so I would actually say that the website's name is Inventors, and right down at the bottom we can see that the copyright, the publisher, is about.com 2013. So I would put about.com as the publisher. I would put the name of the website, Inventors, and the name of the article, Steam Engines. The author of the article is Mary Bellis. And let's see if we can figure out, we have the 2013 date, which we will use if we can't find anything more specific. The more specific thing we're looking for is when this particular article was written. And I don't actually see that, so we would use the 2013. Okay, let's look at another website. How Steam Engines Work by Marshall Brain. So once again, that is the name of the web page or the article. Marshall Brain is, if it says by, as opposed to edited by or translated by, that would be the author. The name of the website, How Stuff Works. I see up here in the URL it says science.howstuffworks, but that name doesn't show up here, so I think I would just use How Stuff Works. And once again, no, this is actually a multi-page article. It's not a slideshow, but multi-pages. The curious thing about this, and you'll see this on a number of websites, it actually does have a feature that to cite the website. And if you look, it says Brain Marshall, How Steam Engines Work, April 1st, 2000, howstuffworks.com. It gives the whole URL to this particular article and today's date. Taking a look, it does not specify which format the citation is in, and just taking a look at it myself, I see it's not, doesn't look like it's the right order for MLA. So in this particular case, what I would do is I would copy each of the fields into the appropriate place in Noodle Tools and still do it by hand with copy and paste. The interesting part here, though, is when I do click on Cite, I get a piece of information that isn't readily available otherwise, that this article was written April 1st, 2000. If I scroll down to the bottom, I see that the most recent copyright date of this particular website is 2013. But this is a case where clicking on that site, I actually get a little bit more information that this particular article is from April 1st, 2000, which is information you do want to put down in case there's more. It's something like a steam engine. It's 2000 probably good enough, but some other science articles, it's 13 years old, and you might want to look for a newer one. In this particular case, I don't think it's necessary. All right, so let's look at one more website. The steam engine. And this one, let's see. It actually has the author name by Kendra Bolon, spring 2001. And I did actually, she doesn't write her credentials, and I did Google her and to learn a little bit more about her credentials. It was clear she was a student, a college student at the time she wrote this. She's now an engineer, but probably not an expert in steam engines. This was obviously a project that she did for school, and I want to call your attention to that, because I know that some people say, well, look at the suffix of your URL, and if it's edu, you can trust it. And that isn't really a way to evaluate information, because a lot of times a website that ends in .edu is written by students who are not experts, who are new to a subject and may have facts wrong. Another thing to always look for is this tilde. The squiggly line is called a tilde. When you see that in the path anywhere, it means it's somebody's personal web page. It is not an official university web page. So this is tricky too, because we would not say that this website is University of Dayton, Ohio, because it is belongs to somebody named Hume, or whose account is Hume. So we're going to actually scroll back to that after the tilde, to that slash, to see who this person is. And so now this person's, so this actually is Dr. Hume. So it actually looks like this is a website of a professor, but the information is written by his students, which once again are probably not experts. They're just learning a subject. So in this case, we're not going back to the first slash, we're going to the tilde slash, and we were going to put for the name of the website, Chronology of the History of Science. And, okay. And we're going to go back to the actual article that we were interested in. So the article name would be the steam engine. And all the way down at the bottom, we are finding that the author is Kendra Bolin. She wrote spring 2001. You can't easily put spring in here. If you wanted to, maybe you could say May 2001 if you wanted to. I think I would just put the year 2001. The URL you would put all the way to, you would copy the whole URL. As I said, that's not required by MLA, but it is something that I find very useful because later you can go back to it. The publisher, I'm not sure. I'd be hesitant to actually put the University of Dayton, Ohio here as the publisher. They didn't copyright the material. There's no copyright information. And it is student content, not content that was officially published or peer-reviewed. So I would be inclined to leave that blank. Or possibly put the publisher as Dr. Hume, because clearly this is a professor who created this website. So maybe that would make sense. Okay, well, that is a few examples of how you cite the websites, the name of the website, publisher, date of access, URL, contributors, and web page. And I think one of the more confusing things is understanding the difference between web page and website, and also the public date of e-publication. If you can find the last time a particular article that you used was updated, use that. Otherwise, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the web page. Usually there is a copyright date or some information about the last publishing date. And that's it for now.